Hey guys, this is Hawk. Welcome to the stream. How are we all doing this Tuesday morning? I see Anne in chat. She says, good morning, Hawk. Good morning, Anne. Welcome. All right, let's take a look here. All right, here we go. So, just again, maybe a really quick explanation if anybody is going to be jumping in later who may have missed the first two streams. Also, this is the first I realized there's a coffee cup up here. We brought our own coffee. Well, my coffee. All right. We basically are... We are a person. Our name is Rhea, I do believe. We are in a location called the Galley House. And we have access to a machine. There was some sort of terrible series of events that happened here in 1936 that nobody has ever figured out. They've never solved. But we have access to a machine that allows us to see echoes of the past. And we are methodically solving the murders, plural. There's many murders. I believe probably by the end of it, it seems like most everybody's dead. So anyways, but basically there, we were given a few things that have happened since the beginning. But there are a series of timelines, people, and locations, and we're solving them just by listening to the conversations in the series of events. So basically the timelines, they're kind of like little chunks of time. And during those chunks of time, like, you can see different people are at different places. And so that's kind of what we're doing. We're determining who's in which locations, and we're assigning those people. We're giving them avatars. We're giving them names, all of the things. And so it's actually been really interesting. It's really interesting for me. I've always enjoyed these kinds of... I mentioned this in the one stream. I said it's kind of like when you were a kid. You had all of those. You would have those like word puzzle games where it's like, this house is second from the right, but the blue house is like, next to the greenhouse, and blah blah blah. And by the end of it, you've got to figure out like the placements of the different houses. It's kind of what this is, and so it's very cool. But okay. There are a couple things I wanted to talk about. First of all is a misconception that I had. I didn't notice it until I listened back to a couple things that happened in the last stream. So I kept mentioning that I thought Victoria, so we know Victoria is Annie's sister. I said that Victoria was also Eve's sister. Now you'll notice that Annie's last name is Beaumont. Victoria's last name is Maseko, according to what she told us. That is because she is with Damien. Now, it doesn't sound to me like that she and Damien are married. So I don't know if she's just prematurely taking the name Maseko. I don't know what her last name is otherwise, because I would assume it would be Beaumont. However, for a while I had her labeled as Dower because Eve's last name is Dower. And the reason I put all of this together is because in Timeline 2, there's the entranceway. In the middle of this, so Eve is the first one who opens the door. She's very drunk. And then she closes the door on John Hobbs, and then in walks Eddie and Victoria. And at some point, okay, this is what I never noticed. I never even noticed while we were reading it. It says something falls to the floor and breaks. I thought it's a doll, I do believe. But I thought that, so Eve and Eddie had just had an argument. I thought she was throwing the doll at Eddie's head, and that it just barely missed John Hobbs. And then he goes on later and he says at the end of this, it looks like the doll broke in the fall. And then she says, I'm sorry. And then he says, please try to calm your sister down, Vic, or she'll end up killing somebody. It's why I thought it was Eve this whole time. However, I missed something important, which was also in Timeline 2. We had mentioned this a couple of times as well, is that Tony's up there and he's messing around with Annie's stuff. And she mentions that, hang on, we'll find it. Hey, don't drop that. I'm not joking. Stop messing about. Whoops, too late. I assumed that was that he was just messing around with something and dropped it on her floor. I think what actually happened is he dropped it out of the attic window. And so when Eddie says, get your sister under control, he and Victoria both know that Annie's in the attic, and they're thinking that she dropped the doll and nearly hit John Hobbs. I hope that all makes sense. But yeah, it was Tony the whole time, and he dropped something and nearly hit John Hobbs, and they thought it was Annie. because here would be the attic, and this is, of course, the entryway where John Hobbs would have been standing. Okay, now that we've clarified that, did you catch that all, Anne? What I thought was Eve throwing the doll in the beginning was actually it being dropped from Annie's attic floor window, but it was actually dropped by Tony. So, my correction on that is that, yes, Victoria and Eve are not sisters. Okay. Now, going back to some of our other timeline events here, we do know... Hang on. Where's the one with the body? Here we go. In this timeline, so again, these are chunks of time. So during this timeline, this chunk of time, John Hobbs and Eddie Galley, they go into the kitchen and they find the body of the butler, Arthur, Harry, why did I call him Arthur? His name is Harry Thornton. So let's go ahead. We're able to mark these timelines with little things. So we're going to put that there is a body in that timeline because that's when that happens. All right. And so the one thing that we've not done yet, I mentioned doing this, is that, so we noticed that the status unknown up here shows that in timeline 8, which is the one we're currently in, we do not know where Oswald is, we do not know where Martha Galley is, and we do not know where Butler Harry Thornton is. So I'm a little confused by that, and also future timelines. So like Harry Thornton, we know he's dead. They took the body outside as far as I'm aware. So I was just curious, if we try to put Harry like in Quail Lane just by himself, do we get a timeline? So what we need to do here is we need to hop over to the machine. So in like timeline 9, let's just put him so that Quail Lane is our designation. I'm going to go to timeline 9 and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put Harry Thornton because as far as I'm aware, time travel a little bit. As far as I'm aware, we have to identify the placements of all of these people in any, so like you can see in timeline 3, we know where everybody was in timeline 3. Also in timeline 7, we've identified all of them. They're all grayed out. There are no status unknowns. We know where every single person was. We do not know where every person was if we cannot place the dead people. So let's try and put Harry Thornton in timeline 9 in Quail Lane. That's the only thing that we've got outside right now. So let's try that. Okay, that did not work. Because if we would hop over here, the chapel is currently locked. Oswald has the key, and the only other location we have that's like outside is just this, unless it would be the entryway. But this is the kitchen. And as far as I'm aware, we only have one location remaining, which will fill in this block of the house. So I don't think we'll be able to add anything. All right, that's fine. We got plenty of other things to unlock in timelines. So let's, as a matter of fact, let's go ahead here and we need to take a look. Do we have anything bookmarked in this conversation? We do. I saw this one strange man walking about. He used to live here a long time ago. I think I'll go and ask him about it. So this is the one thing that we do not know. So she is talking about Oswald. And so Oswald and Annie probably in the next timeline end up somewhere, but it doesn't say where necessarily. Do we know where Oswald might be? Where was Oswald in this one? We don't know that either. Oswald is one of our most cryptic people so far, so we don't have a whole lot of details on him. She saw someone steal from my bedroom. Isn't that right, dear? We do know about that. We know it's Tony that stole the pocket watch. Oh, also, I think I made another incorrect assumption at one point. I said that possibly Rupert Galley was going by a different identity, but then I remembered. So Rupert Galley's the first body that we found, and nobody seemed to know who Rupert Galley was, except for Harry Thornton. That happened in the one timeline as well, is that he was the one that told John Hobbs that it was Rupert Galley that he just met and it was the dead body. But the interesting part about that is when we go to... That was in the study. Hang on a second. I think it's this one. Yes, this is where they find the body. But John says, do you know this man? And she says, I certainly do not. And now the other interesting thing that I've noticed is that Oswald made mention at one point. He said he is the last. His last name is Galley. His name's Oswald something 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 Galley. And he said he is the last remaining true Galley. So that didn't necessarily, I think it hit me at the time, but I didn't really give a whole lot of thought to it. We know that Martha said Galley is not her original name. I don't know if she married into it or if she changed her name. And certainly Eddie seems to be kind of oblivious about most things going on in the Galley house. And so they're not true Galleys. Oh, guys. So this is the other thing. Are you ready for this one, Anne? I had this idea. So we got, at one point, we got evidence. Note from scanner. They're a collection of old case notes, all taken from that same weekend. Some of them are from Galley House, but some are from an unrelated inheritance dispute case that happened around the same time. Not sure which is which. I have this idea that even though it says it's unrelated, that there is an inheritance dispute that's going on at this time, and it's related to Galley House because of the fact, why would Rupert Galley have come back to a house that he clearly doesn't live in, since Martha and Eddie have been living there for a long time? And Oswald's also back saying he's one of the original Galleys. So I'm kind of curious. So we have a bunch of pictures. Let's go back to the display here. We only have 11 people, though it did tell us at some point we will be able to manually add people of our own. I wonder if we're going to fill out all of these time slots, or these people slots. And if we look at these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 pictures we haven't used. Are we going to end up using them all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Possibly 9 if the calibrate button goes away. So I'm curious to know if this is still somehow all interrelated. And I'm also wondering if John Hobbs is an illegitimate heir. He's a legitimate heir because apparently the Galleys stopped living in Galley House. I don't know. I'm wondering if that's why he was invited here. So there's my theories. I mentioned in my Discord that I was going to go over them today, just because of the fact that I'm curious to know by the end of it. I tend to start speculating when I start thinking through things like this. All right. There's my theories. Now, let's hop back into here. Now, this is what we did not do, I don't think. All right. So, if you recall correctly, we find... Here's where we find Harry's body. And after Harry... Hey, Pants. Welcome. Howdy, howdy. All right, so... The interesting thing is that John says he wants to go question, I believe it was Oswald. I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure. Yes, he wants to go question Oswald. And he asks Eddie if he doesn't want to go question Oswald himself. And he says, no, I have something else to take care of. And then Eddie proceeds to, be making something. And then suddenly out of the blue, Helen dies a few timelines later. And he had been having an argument with Helen. I'm speculating right now, but, yes. Okay. Let's see here. What do we have? We do need to run over to, I believe, the billiard room. There's a distant scream. Oh dear. Victoria leaves. Wait, Vic. She comes back. Sweetheart, come on. Everyone else will have heard it too. John, Victoria, and Damien leave. For some reason, 2 other voices are having an argument in the billiard room. All right, so we're going to go in timeline. So again, this is happening in timeline 11. So the next group of time, they're moving to timeline 12 at that point. So let's go to timeline 12 in the billiard room and see if we can't figure out. She said everyone else will have heard it too, but of course, Harry's dead. So he can't go, and we know, so John and Victoria and Damien were all running in. They thought it sounded like Helen's voice, so Helen is this one. Where is... Do we know where Eve is at this point? Is she still a drunkard up in the room? I don't think we know where Eve is at this point. So let's keep going. She did say that everyone else will have heard it too. I can't imagine we just go with this, and I still speculate. I think that it's Eddie that's having the argument with her. Let's try to just pull everybody in, because they say everyone will have heard it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so potentially Eve is still passed out. Let's turn off the people that I was just saying that I'm not sure about. Let's just try to put those people in. Okay. That is not successful. John Hobbs, Victoria Maseko, and Damien Maseko leave. So, okay, maybe we should just try that for starters. So in the same timeline, that's one thing. In the billiard room, we know that there's two people having an argument in timeline 11. Let's hop back to that one before we do anything else. If we think that it is Helen, if it's Helen and and Eddie, again, this is me speculating. There we go.
Eddie? Where is everyone?
They should be around somewhere. If you go and wait in the living room, then I'm sure they'll turn up. I'll be there later. I need to sort something out.
I've hardly seen anyone all day. You know, if there's something going on, then I ought to know about it. Otherwise, it seems like you're disappearing off for hours at a time and leaving me and my son to entertain ourselves.
I do apologize, Mrs. Dower. I just need a little time, and then things will be back to normal. I would think you can be patient for another hour or so on your own, can't you?
I don't appreciate the flippancy, young man. Tell me what's going on.
Very well. 3 dead bodies have appeared around the house.
Whoa. 3 dead bodies? Hold on tight here. Not a lot of male voices for her to be arguing with, so not a wild speculation. Pretty much just Eddie or Oswald, since I don't see her telling Tony. Yes, I didn't mention that even. I actually neglected to do so, but they thought it sounded like a male voice that she was arguing with. 3 dead bodies? That's what I'm wondering, Anne. So I suspected that Helen dies in this scene, and that's what we hear her screaming about. So when I posted the stream title, I was saying about Helen is what I was thinking, because I mentioned about there's another dead body. I thought Helen was dying. Who else is dead at this point? We haven't uncovered. By the way, unrelated pants, quick question. Well, Oswald, Thornton, and Helen. What do you mean, Anne? Oswald's not dead yet. Not that we found anyway. The dead bodies right now are Rupert and Thornton are the ones that we know about. So Helen's not dead. She's right here. She's number 9. She hasn't died yet. Let's put it that way. Unrelated pants. Do we have to place the dead people? Like, they're still listed as status unknown. In my mind, if we're really supposed to treat that whole status unknown the way that we do, I would expect that we would need to replace them. All right. There's 3 dead people. All right. What else is... She mentions that... I wasn't sure if this was important. Here, it seems like you're disappearing off for hours at a time, leaving me and my son to entertain ourselves. So I'm actually wondering if at some point she and Tony are just like hanging out together. And then people will be in the living room later. Dead people are not present as far as the scenes are concerned, unless they were alive at some point during the scene. Okay. Then, all right. Yeah, we mistakenly tried to place Harry Thornton like outside because at some point because I wasn't sure what else to do with him. All right, let's keep going now. I just was panicking because there's a third dead body. All right, so let's keep going here.
And we suspect that one of our guests is trying to scare us. But we're dealing with it. Everything's under control.
Yep, sounds like everything's under control.
Well, I don't see why you let that stranger in here in the first place. It's your own fault as far as I can see. Go and tell him to find somewhere else to stay, Eddie.
Please don't try and tell me what to do. Like I said, I'm sorting it out.
It certainly doesn't look like you're doing much of anything. Did you find the ring, or did you just give up?
The ring? Yes.
He did find it.
I found it. You can have it back if you like. I don't want it.
I gave you this ring for a reason, Eddie. Where is my daughter?
Uh-oh.
Daughter?
I should hope you haven't forgotten about her in all this commotion. I think I made it very clear earlier what I expected of you. If something's happened to her, Edmund, then there'll be consequences.
I found the ring like you asked. If you expected me to do anything else, then you should have told me.
Now, don't be like that with me, young man. Where is she?
Well, I haven't seen anyone else arrive, and I've kept track of everyone who's come through the door. Unless...
I thought she was asleep in your room. You ought to go there now and reconcile with her. And take the ring,
Oh,
Eddie.
God. I'm so sorry.
Uh-oh.
Eddie?
It's her, isn't it? Oh my gosh! Eve is dead! It's Eve! Now, I shouldn't be surprised by this. I mentioned this in my Discord when we were having a conversation, when we were talking in Discord. I said, I should not be surprised by any of these deaths because based on the news article, all 11 of these people are going to be dead by the end of this. Like, I should not be surprised that more bodies are turning up, and yet it still shocks me. Like, I don't know why it does. All right, that's why he is giving the ring back. There's no point.
Your daughter's dead, Mrs. Dower.
What do you mean? That can't be right. Why wouldn't you have told me earlier?
I didn't know. You should have told me you had a daughter, and then I might have done something about
Whoa,
it.
whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. You should have told me you had a daughter, and then I might have done something about it. She knows about Eve. Unless we're talking about... Is this the first time we're going to have to insert a person of our own? Or is truly Annie... I don't know. Annie's the only other one I can think about. I don't. All right.
Go and find her and make sure she's all right.
I already told you.
Don't play games with me, Edmund Galley. You're responsible for my daughter's safety. And frankly, this disgusting behavior is scaring me. And it's completely unbecoming of a host.
I don't know who your daughter is. Why do you think I have anything to do with this?
I am so confused.
If you cared about your daughter, then you would have mentioned her earlier. You can't expect me to look out for everyone just because I'm the man of the house.
You're a monster, Eddie. How dare you talk about my family like that? Stay away from my children.
What are you talking about? You don't even have a daughter, do you? Are you part of this
Stay away
too?
from me. I'll scream. I will. And my son has a gun.
I don't know why I trusted you. All along I've been trying to be polite and courteous, and for what? You're as much a stranger to me as anyone. Great. Now everyone else will be rushing in to save you. That suits me just fine.
I did wonder about this.
They'll
He
all be here
leaves.
soon. I'll tell them what you did.
So I had Eddie in both, I think when I tried to put everybody in timeline 12, I tried to put Eddie in there and I was like, would Eddie really stay there if he actually, okay. Well, let's try to put everybody else then in the billiard room in timeline 12. Let's take Eddie out. Okay, wait. We still don't know who the other person is that's dead. I'm so okay. Unrelated pants. Just imagine how confused Helen is right now. It is Eve. Eve's the only one that doesn't show up.
What's wrong?
He's killed Eve!
Who's Eve? Are you hurt?
Oh my goodness. What's going on?
I don't know. We've only just found her.
Oh dear. Another one.
So Helen does
We
die.
heard someone in here a moment ago. Did anyone see where he went?
What? I didn't pass anyone.
What's happening? Why is everyone in here?
Oh, Annie, I'm glad you're all right.
So it's true. They're coming back.
Get that
Who's they?
man away from me.
I have done nothing. Whatever evil has come into your house, I have no part in it.
Everyone, calm down. Can anyone tell me who she was?
What? Are they just losing their memories? Is that what's happening? Is this why Eddie doesn't seem to know who Eve is, even though he asked her to marry him? And suddenly everybody's asking now who Helen is? What?
Is she dead?
It's the same as all the others. Someone's trying to scare us. I'm sure they must have been dead for a while.
I don't think so. The body's still warm.
Surely someone would have noticed if 4 people were walking around the house. I don't understand where they came from.
This is the 4th.
It could be some sort of disease. Maybe they all escaped from some hospital nearby.
Oh my gosh.
Tony, please take this seriously.
Isn't anyone going to point out that there are already 2 strangers in the room?
Yeah, thanks, Anne. At least John and I were invited.
Were you?
Oh, shut up!
Listen.
Why? 2 strangers in the room? And Tony, she indicates it's Tony? I would have expected one of them would have been Oswald. I was expecting when they talk about 2 strangers, it's Oswald and John. Okay.
We're all going to go to bed and lock our doors. Do all the doors have locks?
Yes, darling. They lock from the inside.
Then we'll all go to bed.
We're just all going to go to bed, lock the doors. Never mind the 4 bodies laying around the house. They'll be fine till morning.
And we'll see where we're at in the morning.
You called the police, didn't you, Martha?
Yes. I called them earlier. They said they won't be able to get here until the morning.
Good. Until then, lock your doors. And don't let any strangers in. Can we all agree on that?
I'm not agreeing to anything.
Fine. Everyone else go straight to your rooms. We'll talk again tomorrow morning.
Everyone
I'm
else.
very sorry about this evening, everyone. I'm sure we'll have sorted everything out by
Does that
tomorrow.
mean Tony and
so there's
Damien are...
no need to worry. Good night, and sleep well.
That sounds to me like... Let's move one more timeline while it's top of mind. It sounds like Damien and Tony are going to stay around to chat. All right, there we go. Let's try that. That was... Oh, that's Helen. Whoops. Well, I mean, technically Helen's still there too. She's just on the floor. Okay. That is not currently a thing. Oh, guys. What is even happening here? All right, so... She dies here. We still have not figured out... So Eve dies. When is the last time we saw Eve? We know she's sleeping upstairs, and then she talks to Eddie... Hang on. Yes. So the last time we see Eve is timeline 8. Oh, goodness. Gosh, okay. Let's just go back and let's try to figure out some of the other things. All right, Victoria was just talking to someone. She says, I was just talking to someone. Oh, no, we know about that one. She was talking to Helen Dower because she's pregnant and has not told Damien. And that's why she says, it doesn't matter what I was talking to her about. But we do know, if we go back to here, it's Victoria and Helen are actually talking in the living room. All right, so we know about that one. Let's keep scrolling here. Oh, no, wait. No, we did know somebody else died. Did you find the pocket watch, sweetheart? I found it, but it's hardly... That totally makes sense. We should have known Eve was dead. He found it because, if you remember correctly, Tony stole the pocket watch, and then he took it to Eve and asked her to hide it. And now here's Damien said, I found it, but it's hardly important right now. There was someone else. I couldn't tell at first. I thought they were just sleeping. Wait, someone else has died? I don't know who it was. A young woman. It wasn't nice to see. Was she there with us over dinner? I'm trying to work out who it could be. And then he says, you may be interested to know that I've discovered another body as well in the kitchen. I don't know what to make of it. So we don't know. But it happened before this timeline. So it was before timeline 11. But I also don't know where to put her. So it would have been before... It's in one of these two timelines. Between 9 and 10. 9 and 10. I need a question mark. Here. We're going to put these in here just for now because this is going to indicate to me that Eve died in one of these two. We just don't know where. All right, let's hop into Victoria's room here just to see if we see anything else here. Like, did I have anything else bookmarked? Yes, that's right. We have this. The connection for this should be that Annie's going to go talk to Oswald. We just don't know where. Like, Oswald is so cryptic in all of this. So Annie and Oswald, I have absolutely no idea where to put them. And then in this one, do we have anything else bookmarked here? We do not. All right, so let's look back through this conversation a little bit. This is when Helen and Victoria are talking in the living room. Sorry to hear about your pocket watch. Must have eaten something. I'm going to tell him soon once we're back home. Blah, blah, blah. Tony's never known his father. This is cryptic to me. Why does the piano start to play when Victoria's the one that plays the piano? Maybe she starts to play it again. I am not sure what out of that is another connection. All right, let's just go ahead. Let's pursue the ones that we immediately know, unless we can figure out dining room. This is one of the ones I know we're still waiting on too. Martha mentions she needs to go find Oswald. Tony and Oswald, they saw each other a moment ago. So in those situations, how do we figure out? Do we just put them in random rooms until we figure out, like, where they specifically were? Like, this would be in timeline 6, Oswald and Tony, but I wouldn't know where to put them. Like, do we just do that in timeline 6? Whoops, he was already on. There we go. I mean, we can isolate where they were not, because in timeline 6, Eddie's room, the living room, and the study are already taken, but like this seems like grasping at straws here when you do it this way. The dining room is not taken. When does Oswald get the key? I think it's when... Here. I'm pretty sure it's in this one. The key to the chapel. Okay, so he doesn't have it yet, so they didn't meet in the chapel. Eddie's room, living room, and the study. Turns out they're in Tony's room. Oh, that's... We should have known he was in there at some point. He knows about the gun. That's silly of me. That we should have been able to put together. That was just nonsense. Why is he digging through everything, though? That's weird.
What are you doing? Were you going through my things?
No, not at all. I was just having a look around. I didn't realize this room was occupied.
Right. It's Oswald, is it?
Oswald Galley. I don't believe we've met.
My sister mentioned you. What are you doing in my room?
Well, back when I was younger, this used to be our nursery.
But it's not your nursery any longer, is it? Don't come in here again.
Is this how you'd normally treat a new acquaintance?
Don't test my patience. Get out of my room.
There's no need to be suspicious, boy. I'm leaving.
Okay, we finally placed Oswald somewhere. Jeez. Oh, gosh. And you're streaming for 7 hours today, right? I am not streaming for 7 hours today. I've got to go to work. All right, and then this one we do know. Oswald and Martha meet up somewhere. So, all right, where's Tony's room? Okay, I've been all curious about this for a little while. Here's Tony's room is here. We know that Martha goes to find Oswald at some point because she wants to tell him his dinner is getting cold. Which would probably be in this timeline. Yes. Thornton's dead here, and those are the only two people we haven't placed, but they cannot be in the dining room, Eddie's room, or the kitchen. Did I just say the dining room, right? The dining room, Eddie's room, or the kitchen. So let's try the living room, see if that's where she meets up with him. Although I don't think that's right, because I think he was... No, he was in the study. That's right. He was in the study at some point, and he left. Oh, gosh, we'll try it if it doesn't... If everything else all... Dining room, Eddie's room, or the kitchen. Everywhere else is like a bedroom. Eddie's room, like Annie's staying in the attic. Tony's room, Helen's room, Victoria's room. I guess we can try the study again. You're on 6, not 8. You are totally right. I do want 8. All right, let's try them again in the living room. All right, so that is living room. Dining room, Eddie's room, and the kitchen are taken. Dining room, Eddie's room. All right, let's try the study. Even though I'm pretty certain he leaves the study. I guess the entryway, I didn't try that. That would technically be... That's sort of outside? Dining room, Eddie's room, kitchen. I mean, would he be in, like, Martha's room? That would be weird, wouldn't it? Like, I mean, we just found him in Tony's room. I guess he could be in... Okay. We've never been in Martha's room before. Yeah, he's just poking around everybody's bedrooms, it looks like.
Excuse me? What are you doing in my bedroom?
This used to be where my parents slept.
Well, dinner has been served downstairs, Oswald. If you'd like to come and join us, it will be going cold otherwise.
I'd prefer to wait until everyone else has eaten. It's a shame what you've done with this room, you know.
Ooh.
It looked a lot better when my parents lived here.
Well, I'm sorry about that, Oswald. You'll forgive me, but it seems you may have overstepped your welcome this evening. I really don't appreciate you coming into my bedroom without my permission.
I would have thought I'd be the least of your worries this evening.
What are you implying?
You have some rather eccentric guests, or are you not aware? One of your guests, staying in the old nursery, is hiding a gun in his bedside drawer.
Tony? You must be mistaken. Are you sure?
Oh, quite. I've had one tipsy young woman make light of my sister, and another who seemed rather guilty about something, although I couldn't find out what.
A tipsy young woman make light of my sister. And another who seemed rather guilty about something. The guilty one should be Annie. When he was up in the attic, he said, she said, I didn't do it. And he said, I have no idea what you're talking about. The tipsy one is Eve. I don't think we've ever seen Oswald and Eve interact yet.
I'm sorry to hear that, Oswald, but that really doesn't give you any excuse to invade our privacy. And I'm sure our guests thought the same.
This house was in my family for generations. I have a right to know what's going on here.
Well, I'm afraid you don't own the place any longer. And while you're a guest here, I'd appreciate it if you behave like one.
You sleep in my parents' bed alone? You don't even have a husband to share it
Ouch.
with. You are an imposter, and you know it. This house should have stayed in my family.
How dare you! Get out of my room right this instant!
Look at all this worthless rubbish.
Stop it! Stop it!
Is Martha dead and hasn't been found yet?
You don't belong here.
So far, Martha didn't leave. Apparently, we missed something. 08 in the dining room. Let's take a look here, according to Unrelated Pants. It's apparently they're one of the sounds. There are crashes from somewhere else in the house. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Apparently, we were supposed to take from that there was a that Martha's room is, since Martha's room is directly above the kitchen. Or I'm sorry, the dining room, that's how we would have gotten that. Okay, let's go back here. Hang on. What? We were just in timeline 8. All right, we've placed everybody here, except for, of course, Thornton. And Thornton is very dead by this point. So let's go ahead and check mark this timeline off as completed. We do have some branching conditions here, still. We knew that this doesn't need to be bookmarked anymore. She said she would go play the piano, and that we already found out. All right, let's scroll back up through here. We still know, I mean, this is, I don't know if this is what it is. They're questioning about, if I'm not mistaken, this is where, hang on, let's go to the end of the dining room conversation here. Where does Annie talk? I think I saw him earlier. Okay, she thought she saw Rupert Galley. Yes, Rupert Galley. This is what I was, they say, Annie, what's going on? And then we jump to this one in the dining room. Nothing, I swear, I just heard that name before. That's Tony takes the pocket watch, and the pocket watch has Rupert's name on it. Okay, all right. Let's go into some of the ones that we can figure out with my brain's still a little bit asleep. Still pretty early in the morning here. Did I bookmark anything in this one? All right, we knew about this one. We've already done this. He spoke with a boy named Tony and found a gunshot in his bedside drawer. Is this still a thing? I'd forgotten about this. Victoria said she was never allowed in Oswald's room when she was younger. Is there still a location called Oswald's room? Sure enough. Okay. We filled in all of the locations, unless it's going to let us add more. Does it let you add more? That'd be interesting. Where did I find that? All right, so we know, oh gosh. We know Eve dies in one of these. Did Eve ever leave Eddie's room, I guess is the question. Oh gosh, all right. All right, so here's where Helen dies. We still don't know where Eve dies. We obviously know Eddie left. Get that man away from me. Okay, so this makes sense. Oswald and Martha, she's upset with him because he was rummaging through her stuff and told her she wasn't worthy of being there. Okay. Well, I guess maybe this is the thing. I don't know why I'm not thinking through this. They just said everybody's going to go to their own respective bedroom, right? Let's hop into timeline 13 and let's put people in different bedrooms. We'll put Oswald in Oswald's bedroom in timeline 13. We'll see if this leads to something. Watched a scene in every room of the house.
It's good to be home.
He says home, but he doesn't live here. That's interesting. That's why I still think this inheritance dispute is related. There's an abacus on the side table. I'm just going to throw that out there. All right, let's go ahead in the same timeline. Let's put Victoria and Damien in Victoria's room.
What are you doing?
I just want to check. I don't want one jumping out of the wardrobe in the middle of the night.
Come on, Vic. No one's hiding any bodies in here.
I know, sweetheart. And I've got you to protect me from any strangers, don't I?
Of course. But please don't run off like that again, Vic. I don't like being on my own with the others.
Sweetheart, I'm always here for you. We'll leave first thing tomorrow.
We don't need to talk to anyone else.
Mr. Hobbs is a suspicious character, isn't he? We're in agreement about that.
I don't know. I find it hard not to believe him. He seems the sort of man who would struggle to tell a lie. But I know what you mean. What was he doing there? Listening to our conversation?
The whole day it's felt as though people are watching me, Vic. I can't bear this place much longer, I'll go mad.
I know the whole business with the bodies is upsetting, but I don't think it's meant for us. And if it's any comfort, everyone else I've talked to says they like you. So I don't think we need to worry.
They like you
I
now.
still don't trust them. And why did you play the piano earlier? Did anything happen?
I just wanted to see you, sweetheart. Oh, come on. Come to bed.
I don't like this house, Vic. I don't feel safe here.
We'll be all right. If you're really worried, we can just keep the door locked until the police arrive.
Maybe we should.
He's sleeping on a book.
And then we'll go visit Mum down in Wintercott first thing in the morning.
Wintercott. That's the name of your mum's house.
It's only a few miles away, and I promise you'll like it a lot more than this place. Sweetheart, what's that?
You remember, Vic? Mrs. Dower asked me to find it over dinner. Isn't it awful? I didn't realize it was her.
What are you talking about?
Why didn't anyone say anything? Her watch went missing. She asked too many questions, and now she's dead. And her son was there, too. He didn't even seem upset.
You mean the body, earlier? Did you know her?
Of course
Oh my gosh.
I did, Vic. And the others should have recognized her, too. They must have known all the dead bodies. They're hiding something from us.
Calm down, sweetheart, please.
No! Something's wrong. Something's very, very wrong. You wouldn't lie to me, would you?
Of course I wouldn't.
Then who were you talking to just before I found you in the living room? You said you were talking to someone.
I wasn't, sweetheart. I don't know what's got into you, but you're really scaring me.
All right. I'm sorry, but everyone else in this house is lying through their teeth. We can't trust any of them.
It doesn't matter. No one can hurt us in here. Let's go to sleep, and you can explain it all to me in the morning. All right?
I love you, Vic, but I can't wait to get out of here.
I love you too, sweetheart. Everything will be just fine.
She said, everybody seems to like you. Yeah, they all like you until they don't remember who you are. So she's already forgotten. She's forgotten Helen because she said that she was not talking to anybody, and she clearly was. And I don't think she's lying. She doesn't sound like she's lying. She sounds like she legitimately has...
Huh? Oh, for goodness sake.
That scares me when that happens. Restore the power for a second time. Okay. This house is creeping me out too. Jeez. All right, here we go. Oh. New evidence discovered research note. 1PL12 1CO34 2PL44 15VI12457 1PL12. See, this is what I was wondering. Can we add more places? Fogburn Research Center. So, we're 1 and 2 in the same place in this No, Annie's by herself. Whoops. We're gonna hang on to this. I'm not quite sure what to make of it yet. However, I'm gonna go ahead. I haven't done this yet. We're gonna go ahead and finally try to put... We're gonna put Eddie in here. I'm going to say that that is his avatar. And... Helen... I think we've missed most of the things at this point. I don't want to put that in. Okay, just kidding. I'm not going to do anything with that one. Let's go back to this one and let's get out of that. All right, now timeline. We need to put people in their respective bedrooms. Martha's bedroom, let's put Martha.
Look at this mess. I don't know why I even keep half of these things. I'd be a lot happier if I got rid of it all and started again.
There's the obligatory thunder before the scene resets. All right, I think we only have one more person to place because Eve is dead right now. Helen is dead. Oh no, we got Tony yet. And then we of course have John Hobbs. And I think if I remember correctly, John was going to be staying in the study, so we'll try him there. Oh, and we have Eddie as well, actually. Although we don't know where Eddie is. He wasn't told to go back to his room and lock his door. Oh, Tony doesn't go back to his room. Let's see if John Hobbs goes back to the study.
The body's gone. Oh, bloody devil! That's loud. Oh. Go back to sleep, John.
All right, we've only got one more, which I do believe. I'm sorry, two more. So, Tony was the one that said he wasn't going back to his room. That's why I thought him and Damien were going to stay, but we know Damien did actually go back. Fine, everyone, I'm not agreeing to anything. We'll try Eddie in his room. I'm not convinced he's there. Oh, we gotta put Annie in the attic, too. Hang on.
Bloody window open.
Okay, timeline 13. These 3 are dead. So the only people we've got left to place are Eddie and Tony. Did we try putting Eddie in Eddie's room? I feel like we did. What about... What if we try to put them in the billiard room together? Nope. Okay, that's fine. Let's move on. Well, we didn't try to put Tony by himself in the billiard room, did we? Does he just stay there? We may have tried that already. All right, let's move back to some of these other ones. What came out of this one? The whole thing with the pocket watch is... I still don't know. At some point, Annie saw Tony take it. But I'm curious to know. He took that from Helen's room. Where's Helen's room? Okay, it's that one. What is this room? That's Eddie's room. We still have that to go yet, is what I was thinking. She sees him at some point. We could place her in one of the scenes. I just... okay. She leaves to go talk to Oswald. All right, well, we did this before. Let's try to put them in timeline 10, Annie and Oswald. And let's see if we can't figure out in timeline 10. What's in use in timeline 10? The living room and Tony's room. Let's try to see if we can't place them somewhere else. And this whole grasping at straws, I'm not a huge fan of, but I'm not sure how else to place some of these people sometimes. Dining room is apparently not taken during then. No. Although we do know Oswald was in there.
Hello again. You're Oswald, aren't you?
Tell me, why is it that everyone seems to know my name today without me introducing myself? I should hope there aren't things being said behind my back.
No, we met before, up in the attic. You said...
I remember what I said. Why have you disturbed my meal?
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind, it's not important.
My dear, I apologize. Please, take a seat. I don't mean to seem so rude. So then, what brings you to Galley House on this rainy evening?
I'm here with my sister. I don't really know anyone else here, to be honest. It's just somewhere to stay.
Oh, it's a lot more than that, my dear. This house is full of history.
Oh, I'm sure. How long ago did you used to live here?
Heavens. Seems an eternity now. I remember when this part of the house was still being built. How exciting it seemed to have a future for my family. And my parents took the bedroom above us, of course.
You mean Martha's room?
I apologize. I am easily upset by the thought of how this house has fallen into other hands. I should have hoped to have my own family here with me tonight, but alas.
Oh. I wanted to let you know, have you heard of Rupert Galley?
I think I know where this is going. I've already been informed. It's a very intriguing business.
Did you know him? I haven't heard that much, to be honest, just that he died.
Yes, I knew him. He used to live in this house a very long time ago. He's long dead, however. I don't know why he would turn up again today.
Oh, God. Really?
I am as surprised as you are. Not only that, but when they went back to inspect the body again, it had disappeared.
That's terrifying. You don't think someone's trying to scare us, do you? Maybe someone wants something given back that Rupert used to have?
Perhaps. But Rupert's not the only one. They found the body of the old butler, Thornton, in the kitchen. He was the butler here when I was a child.
No, he wasn't.
Another one? I had no idea.
This house has its dark secrets. The current residents have no idea what's in store for them.
Oh, that sounds like Vic. She said she'd only play to get our attention.
I'm sure she's fine, my dear. If she wanted us to come, she'd be playing a lot louder.
I suppose you're right. He'll come rushing in to save her anyway.
If you're interested, I'd be happy to talk more about the history of this house.
Well, I hope you don't mind me asking, but I heard something about a girl that used to sleep in the attic.
He told you that.
Could you tell me anything about her? Just in case, you know. She could be connected.
Why don't you follow me up to my bedroom? I can show you some things from many years ago that you might find interesting.
Oh, well, sure. Why not?
Wonderful. Then follow me.
This whole thing again. Gosh, apparently they're going to Oswald's room, though, so we should be able to put them there in timeline 11. But I am so confused because she just said a whole bunch of things that are very untrue. Both of them did. Hang on a second. So he had already said he had no idea who Rupert was, although he did say he's long dead. I don't know why he would turn up again. I'm as surprised as you are. They went back to inspect the body again. It had disappeared. It didn't disappear. Thornton moved it. We know that. He was the butler when I was a child. He already talked to Thornton in the kitchen, and he realized that it was Thornton's dad. These people, they're losing their memories, and it's making things more confusing. All right, let's put those two in Oswald's bedroom.
Here we are.
Oh. You haven't redecorated in a while, have you?
It's completely untouched since I left it all those years ago. This room is rich with memories. Please, sit down.
You said you wanted to show me something.
Yes, my dear, I did. I've kept all my old drawings in here. I used to draw a lot when I was young.
Is this your family?
Yes. That one's me, of course. And those are my parents. I stopped contacting them when I left home. They died a long time ago.
Is that her, then?
That's my sister, Eleanor. She was always very kind to me. She used to play with me in the garden when I was little, even when my parents were too busy to pay me any attention. We created our own little world. It was very hard, losing her.
What happened?
She became very unwell. She had to stay in her room all day, up in the attic. My parents were worried about her for a long time, and then one day we went up there and... well...
That's awful.
It was always understood that I was never to speak about it with my parents. I don't think they ever loved me as much as they had loved her. So when I was old enough, I left.
And who's the other one?
Oh, I'm not so sure. He must have been one of Eleanor's friends before she got ill.
Or maybe Rupert.
I certainly did.
I hope she's all right. We should go and check.
That was, of course, Helen screaming in the billiard room. That is cryptic. I wonder if he's forgotten about his own brother. So strange. Okay. All right, we don't have a ton of connections off of some of these now. We know that Eve dies somewhere in one of these. We just don't know who she's with. And then we have this one. I don't know where to put everybody in the morning either. I guess that's going to be another thing, is like, everybody's just had these conversations. Presumably they don't, like, if we would try to put, just arbitrarily, timeline 14. Are they still in Victoria's room at this point? Yeah, I had a funny feeling. They're going to be, like, leaving their room and going to breakfast or whatever. But they all have forgotten that people are dead by now. We don't know what happened here to Eddie. These people are dead, so we don't place them. But Eddie leaves and goes somewhere in timeline 12. Do we assume he goes to his bedroom? Okay, we do not assume that. I don't like assuming anything in general. I'm just trying to figure out in some of these conversations what I'm missing. This whole one... Helen leaves, but... I'm not sure what else in this conversation. You'll have seen Tony around. Why do I have the pocket watch here? Oh, this is where he has the conversation with her about the pocket watch. All right. All right, who have we not placed and where? Oh, gosh, this is... I feel like we need more information about some of these. Like, is Oswald still just wandering around the house, like, digging through all the rooms at this point? She saw someone steal something from my bedroom. Isn't that right here? It's Annie. But where was she when she saw him? That's the part I'm really confused about. Because he stole it here. So she would have had to have been somewhere in timeline 4. This is Helen's room. She would have either had to be Martha's room or Eddie's room. Let's try it. Because she wasn't in Helen's room with him. She's not still in the attic, is she? Like, she shouldn't be able to see that from there, right? Also, Victoria is nowhere in that... in timeline 4. Victoria's the other person we haven't placed. Do we try to put Victoria with her? They are sisters, after all. Oh, we do. I don't know how they're going to see this from the attic, though.
Annie?
Oh, it makes sense why she's up here. I think.
So sorry, I swear it wasn't me.
This.
Annie, I don't care.
The doll.
I swear to you, it was Tony. It won't happen again.
Annie, I need to talk to you about something.
Are you all right? Is it Damien?
No, it's just strange. Something's off.
You mean with Eddie?
I don't know why he invited me back here. I thought we'd be friends now he's with Eve.
What did he say?
But it's not like he said anything, really. He just seemed angry with me for some reason.
Well, then why are we here? You don't need to be friends with him.
I know. Would you hold on to this for me?
I can find somewhere to hide it, if that's what you mean. I won't be caught dead wearing it myself.
It's not that bad, is it? I was hoping he'd notice, and I thought it might be a nice gesture. But I think it was a mistake.
He only invited you round to show off his new engagement, you know. So don't feel like you owe him anything.
Well, that's rich, coming from you.
Oh, please, Vic. You didn't tell Mum, did you?
What is happening here?
Oh, darling, you can stay with us as long as you like. But you need to talk to her at some point, or this won't go away.
I'll talk to her if you go and tell Eddie he's not worth your time. I'm serious, Vic.
Oh, Annie, for God's sake, just stay out of trouble, will you?
I was already.
Well, I know. See you later, darling.
That was timeline 4. I'm gonna try timeline 5 again and see if she's still again just by herself in the attic. She's not. That's it. There's other people available, but obviously Victoria just left, so I don't know why she'd be back there. But otherwise, she's either left or she's in there with Eddie or Tony. She runs into Tony. Hang on. Does he leave? He does. See, he leaves. Let's try it anyway. Helen's room. Timeline 5. Annie and Tony. So, like, where else would she have run into him? She's still in the attic. And he comes back to the attic? After he's stolen the pocket watch. This is so strange.
Anne, it's me. Open the door.
Oh, Tony,
Right?
go away.
That's what I'm saying,
Cause
unrelated
enough
pants.
trouble already.
I have something you're going to want to see.
Why does he want to show her? He barely knows her.
Is that expensive? Where did you get that?
Listen, something fishy is going on. I haven't quite figured it out yet.
Did you steal it?
No. Well, yes. Look, some stranger just turned up. No one knows who he is. And apparently he's looking for someone called Rupert Galley.
Oh, some old man. I think he came in after you left.
What? Oh, you're probably thinking of Oswald. Funny moustache.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he's not important. Everyone else was there in the living room, and no one claimed to know who Rupert Galley was.
Oh? Strange.
Exactly. Except I'd seen the name once before on a small box that my mum keeps in her room. She showed it to me just before I came up and met you, but I didn't think anything of it.
So you stole your mum's pocket watch?
Yes. The stranger must be looking for it, and I don't want my mum to be caught up in this with things going wrong.
Why would things go wrong? Have you spoken to your mum about this?
I don't want to tell her. If someone's looking for it, then I'll keep it hidden until we leave. She doesn't need to know.
It must be valuable. Why are you telling me this?
I don't really know anyone else here.
Oh, Tony, you're going too far. Give me the pocket watch and I'll give it back to your mum.
Are you mad? There's no way I'm giving this to you.
Give it to me or I'll go tell her you stole it.
Anne, what the hell? I thought I could trust you.
You barely know her.
We don't know each other. And you don't know how much I need this.
I need to go. Don't tell my mum, Anne, or you'll regret it.
Tony, wait!
Did he give her the pocket watch? So this is the thing. I guess I've been neglecting this one. Hang on a second here. Oh, we've already put them together. Annie and Helen. Okay, so she does leave at that point. And we officially have everybody in timeline 4 now. Okay. Okay, so timeline 2 attic. I'm speculating something here. Hang on. Kitchen. Living room. Tony's room. Study. Oswald is just wandering about the house. So here he's in Martha's room. Dining room. Where has Oswald not been by this point? So dining room, Martha's room, study, Tony's room, living room, kitchen, attic. Like, I feel like in these two, he's probably wandering around. I'm just curious here. Timeline 1. Let's grab Oswald. I wonder if this is how you figure out Oswald. Like, is he in... He was in Martha's room. Does he go in Victoria's and Helen's rooms? Or Eddie's room? Helen's. He's not been in Helen's room yet. He's literally just wandering around the house checking the rooms. Like, this is his thing. Eddie's room? The only other place he hasn't been is the billiard room. As of this point. Okay. That was me just speculating to see if we could try to place him. I'm not really sure how else you place people early on, unless we get something later. Alright, so she runs off. I did notice that obviously Damien, by the end of the day, Damien has the pocket watch. And so he asks her... Where is the scene that we have Damien and... Here we go. Just tell me where you put it. Tony's probably hidden it somewhere. Where would Tony have hidden it? So, obviously after this, Damien is going to confront Tony. So that's in timeline 9. Timeline 10, we know where Tony is. Timeline 11, we know where Damien is. Don't you have the scene where Tony places it? Is that the one where he's in his bedroom? Is that what he's doing? Oh, maybe that was what he was doing. I don't remember what timeline that was in, though. That was, hang on. It was sometime after John accuses him of having the gun. I swear everybody's in the dining room. I don't know how much to say. It's where he goes to see Eve. Gosh, there's... Here. All right. I believe... So this is 10. In 11, did we determine... I thought it was... I thought we saw a scene already. Yeah, unrelated pants. I'm having a moment. I think he steals the watch here. Yes. Then he moves on. And this is where he goes to show it to Annie. Oh, is this it? Yes. Okay, there it is. All right, hang on a second. Okay, there we go. I don't know why there's a bed here. I don't know why there's a bed on this one. All right, so there's that. Now. All right, so let's put Damien in Tony's room then in 10. So here's where he asks her where it is. And by 11, he's in the... Okay, yes. Let's try that. Let's put Damien in Tony's room to get the watch in timeline 10. You know, Damien found something else with the watch. I mean, the gun was in there. We've got two other people that are available at that time, which of course are Eddie and Martha. So unless somebody else was in there with him... Because Thornton's dead by now. Eve is dead in one of these scenes. We just don't know which one yet. So I guess we'll try Eddie or Martha with Damien in Tony's room. Eddie. There we go. Okay, he has to go in there at some point, so unless all three of them end up in there. Okay, that... What is even happening right now? Because right now Damien is in with them, then he goes to the billiard room, and then they all go to bed, and he's already got the pocket watch. From his conversation. Are you talking about this one that he has? He winds the pocket watch. I don't know what else you mean as far as like that he would have found. Other like the gun was, we knew the gun was in that same drawer. I'm assuming that would be what it is, but this didn't say anything else about anything else. I do remember something in here that triggered, and I probably should have flagged it. He mentions it earlier in the piano scene. Let's take a look. Oh. Oh. I found it, but it's hardly important right now. There was someone else. So we have to place... So the first time they die is when... Okay. I'm caught up now. We're putting Eve in there, apparently, in Tony's room. Wait, Eve's the dead person, right? I found it, but it's hardly important right now. There was someone else. I couldn't tell at first. I thought they were just asleep. It has to be Eve. Am I in the right timeline? It has to be timeline 10. Unless Eve died in... Wait, hang on. Does Eve die in Tony's room in 9? No. In timeline 10, Tony's room, Damien and Eve. You may have given the wrong idea with where the watch is. Oh, so the watch isn't there. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen anything else as far as, like... We don't know what Tony is. Tony steals the watch in... Here. This is where he steals the watch. I'm going to take this off and put this back on. And then after that, he takes it to Anne. And she demands that he give it to her, but he doesn't, according to later conversations. And then we know that Oswald and Tony run into each other in Tony's room. And then Tony's at dinner. Oh, you know what? Do I remember something about... He needs to... Doesn't Tony need to go do something here? I need to go and get something. Maybe it's in Eddie's room. Oh, wait, did she give that to... Did he give that? He did give the pocket watch. I forgot completely about that in Eddie's room. Okay, we're putting them in the wrong room. I think. In timeline 10? Sister asks, yes. Okay, let's keep going here. That is in timeline 7. By timeline 8, he's here. Did he not? I need you to hold it. Where'd you get it? Looks really valuable. Okay. Damien has to go look for it in 10. Where's Eve in this one? We don't know. Yeah, I'm having a moment. My brain must not be working too well today, which is... I know it was working pretty well the first 2 streams, but it's struggling today to comprehend some of these other connections that we've got going on here. I'm normally better at this stuff. she was in Eddie's room, right? Yes, she's in Eddie's room. Come in. And then Tony. What in timeline 10, do we know where Eddie is? Is Eddie in his own room? Maybe Eddie's in his own room. Let's try putting Eddie in with him. See what happens. No. Eddie's room, timeline 10, Damien and Eve. Maybe because she's dead, maybe it's just Damien. Okay. They don't consider her a person anymore. She's dead. You're no longer a person once you're dead, by the way.
I'm sorry to disturb you. Madam? Madam, are you awake? I'd like to ask you a few questions. Madam? I'm looking for a pocket watch. If you could just tell me whether you've seen it or not, then I'll leave you to get back to your sleep. Madam? Oh, God. She's still warm.
He just runs off and abandons the dead body. Doesn't tell anybody it's there. Okay, so timeline 10. She's dead here. But I don't know if that means she was also dead in 9. Okay. I think I might have to go back through all of this stuff and reread everything. I was confused about this. Why is he so interested in the piano? I've been trying to figure that out too. I actually just spoke with a boy named Tony, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know there's a piano key. I think it's in one of the avatars that it says it's in their pocket or something like that. Eddie's been acting very suspiciously, and then there's Oswald. Who's he again? He used to live here before Martha and Eddie. I was never allowed in Oswald's room. I don't know what he's doing back here tonight. Blah, blah, blah. I wish we knew where Eddie went when everybody's in the billiard room. Okay. All right, let's take off the question mark off of this one. She's already dead here. Let's put a body here just in case. And then Tony runs out. Tony runs to his room. Is Annie just still in her attic by herself? Is this what we're supposed to surmise from this one? What timeline is that? No, that's right. She leaves. I'm not sure what else we're supposed to get out of this one either. Open the door. Stranger turned up. He's looking for someone called Rupert. He knows it's John. She tells him about Oswald. He tells her about the pocket watch. She showed it to me just before I came up and met you. Oh, how did I miss that? Hang on. Just before I came up and met you. Is this Helen? Okay, there we go. I think we finally figured out. That was timeline 2? Timeline 1. Timeline 1, we might finally have some information. All right, timeline 1. Probably in Helen's room. How did I miss that? I'm not very awake this morning, I don't think.
How do I look, Tony?
You look wonderful, Mum.
I can tell you're not looking at me. Put that watch back before you get your greasy fingerprints all over it.
He's old enough that he won't notice it anyway.
Well,
What?
he'd better appreciate it. I spent an awful lot of money on it.
Mum, what's the name on this box?
I don't know, darling. Just put the watch back in there and leave it alone.
All right. You don't get this annoyed at Eve.
Your sister is a competent woman. You'd do well to take a page out of her book.
A competent woman. You don't know half the things she gets up to.
Oh, put that thing out, Tony. How many times do I have to tell you? We'll be going downstairs in just a second. Do try and be pleasant to our hosts.
No, I'll be down in a minute, Mum. I think I recognised someone earlier.
Well, don't get yourself in trouble, darling.
Okay, so then yes, she does leave and she goes down. We still don't know where Oswald is during this time. He's just wandering about, looking through rooms. Craziness. The sessions days apart makes it hard to keep track of everything. Generally, my memory's pretty good, but there's limitations on what I'm able to remember between, and especially, like I said, I am pretty tired this morning. But it was my only day this week to stream. So I made sure that it happened, but my brain's just not functioning. All right, so we at least got that one figured out, but we still have obviously something in here as well. She saw someone steal something from my bedroom. Isn't that right, dear? That is true. We did find that was Tony. That one's already done. I swear I'd heard that name before. Appreciate the honesty, blah, blah, blah. Faint sound of silverware on plates. Could I ask you to keep an eye out? Rather stay out of this. I'll go talk to Damien. There crashes. That's when Thornton dies. You two be nice to each other. I'll go check that everything's all right upstairs. Do we know where Victoria went in 9? We don't. Oh, that's probably what it is then. I'll go check that everything's all right. If there's something going on. So if we're truly doing above the... upstairs, let's take Victoria. And we said that Martha's room directly above, but I don't know if that's correct. And I don't know if she went with anybody else. Oh, I'm also in the wrong timeline. That would be after dinner. He goes upstairs. So we just have to maybe check through the upstairs with Victoria in 9. There we go. Let's try that. All of the rooms are upstairs. I guess we could check in Victoria's room. You know what? Let's send her to Eddie's room. Hunch. Eve is still technically in there. Okay. I was wondering if maybe that's where technically Eve dies and Victoria finds her and knows about it, but at the same time maybe she forgot because everybody's forgetting everything in this timeline. I think there's too many unknowns, unfortunately, for me to... I could send Victoria checking through all of the upstairs stuff, quote unquote, but the problem is that she might end up being with somebody, and so I might check all the rooms just with Victoria. I don't think there's enough information. And do we know where... Whoops. Yeah, she just said she's going to go upstairs and check everything. I think that's the important part. Sorry, I'm muting. We got barking dogs. Oh, you know what, Martha? Sorry, still barking dogs. I wondered if she goes to check on her mom, because isn't that where she goes in Oswald? She's upset about Oswald? Oh, sorry, I said her mom. It's not her mom.
Martha, are you all right?
I'm fine, thank you. Just give me a moment to recover and I'll be back downstairs in a second.
Why are all your things on the floor? Did something happen?
It's fine, really. I don't think anything's broken, at least.
Oh, come on. Come and sit down. We'll pick it all up later.
I'm sorry, Victoria.
Don't worry, Martha. If it's been a hard evening for you to manage, then you should know that you're doing incredibly well. There's no way I could have organised dinner for so many people if it were me.
That's very kind of you to say. I really wanted this evening to be a celebration, but what with strangers coming into the house and a dead body turning up,
celebration.
I'm no longer feeling control of my own house.
Well, if it helps to hear it, I think you're taking this far better than some of the other guests. Honestly, Martha, I don't know how you stay so calm. You're an inspiration.
You might think I'd be used to this after doing it for so long. It's not been easy, running a large house and bringing up a son on my own for so many years. But somehow, it still feels as if I have no idea what I'm doing.
Do you mind if I ask? Why do you always wear a ring? I suppose I never noticed when I was younger.
I don't know. Perhaps I thought I'd seem stronger if people thought I had a man in my life. But I've reached an age now where I'm quite content as I am. I don't think I need it any longer.
You look better without it. I'm sure it was only weighing you down.
I wanted to tell you something earlier, Victoria. When the three of us were in the dining room, just before dinner.
What's that?
Whoa. Martha and Victoria and Eddie were in the dining room before dinner.
I didn't want to say it in front of Eddie, but it's been wonderful to meet Damien today. I'm really glad that the two of you seem to be so happy together. He seems like he'd make a wonderful husband, if you don't mind me saying.
Thanks, Martha. I'm glad you like him. I think he wasn't too keen on coming here this evening, but I do hope he's enjoying himself now.
Victoria, I'm glad that you and Eddie are still friends. You were so close when you were children.
It's been nice to see him again. Can I ask, out of interest, do you know if he's romantically involved with anyone at the moment? I don't want to ask him myself.
Oh, not that I'm aware of.
Wait,
He
what?
likes to keep himself to himself.
Well,
We're still talking about Eddie, right? Yes. They don't know that he's engaged to Eve? Oh, gosh.
I wish him the best. I know that whoever he ends up with, he'll make her very happy.
Maybe he didn't announce this
I'm
yet?
sure. Thanks for cheering me up, Victoria.
You're very welcome. Let me know if you need help with anything.
Could you tell everyone that I'll be down shortly? I'll just need a minute to collect myself.
Wait, he has to have announced that by now because she's had other conversations about... She had a conversation... Hang on. Here. She mentioned something at some point about them... Yeah, well, I think even we ran into it today where it... Okay, hang on. Before dinner... Yes, these are the only three we don't have. So they were... Whoops. Let's get out of here. It was her conversation with Annie. Yeah, it was something about how she's... She thought that they would be able to be friends and stuff now that he's with Eve. And she's forgotten this again. All right, timeline 6. In the dining room. 5, 6, and 7. There we go.
Hello, Mum. Is everything all right?
Yes, of course. You're just a little early for dinner, that's all.
Are you sure? You seem flustered.
Well, you know how it is. It's not easy organising dinner for a house full of people with only one member of staff.
I am sorry, Martha. It was my fault for...
I hope that you don't mind that I brought that man in from the cold, Mum. I thought he looked fairly harmless.
Are we talking about Mr. Hobbs? He's the least of my concerns. It's nice to have some new company, if you ask me. And it's a pleasure to have Annie here as well, Victoria, so I wouldn't worry.
Is there something else to be concerned about?
No, heavens no. Look at the two of you back together again. You make a great pair.
Thanks, Martha. Eddie was just complaining about how he couldn't find something when I walked in and...
We were just talking about old times. I was looking for some chalk for the cues.
You two were so close as children. It's so funny seeing the both of you here again. You know, Victoria, I really think... Well, never mind.
Mum, can we please not talk about us as children?
Oh, you were so grumpy when you were little. I remember.
Do you still have that bracelet she made you, Eddie?
Ah.
Didn't you make ones for each other?
I threw it away years ago.
Eddie, if you wanted me to make you another one, all you had to do was ask.
I thought we were supposed to be having dinner, Mum.
Why don't you both take a seat? I'm sure it'll be ready soon.
I think that officially gets us to the point where we have everybody in timeline 6. So let's go ahead and mark that one as complete. Just so that I know. Where was that conversation with Annie? I need 2 and 7 together. Because she mentioned something about having... Was that early on? That might have been early on. Everybody's here. Yeah. Here. She mentioned something about having something for Eddie. I reversed the order of them so the check marks at the bottom. That was nothing of consequence. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I still don't know where to put some of the people in some of these scenes. I've been actually wondering if one of the things is Oswald trying to get to the chapel in one of these early scenes, and that's when he realizes that the key's missing. Let's try it out just to see. Since we don't know where he was a bunch of this time. We don't know where Oswald is in Timeline 1 or Timeline 2. Okay. We now know where Oswald is in every timeline except Timeline 1 and Timeline 2. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back, I think. He literally is just kind of bouncing all around. So his room, the billiard room, the dining room, still the dining room. Here's where he's in Martha's room. Wait, is he making some sort of like progression like that we could actually watch happening? So here he is, he's in the attic, so he starts upstairs. Here's in the kitchen. That's all the way down here. Then he goes to the living room, which I'm not sure which one the living room is. And then he's in Tony's room. Okay, this is where he's going through the bedrooms. Did we just try putting him just in his own room? In like timelines 1 and 2? Like he has just kind of arrived and he's unpacking? Oh, I have an idea.
Hello again.
Yeah, he just got here. I have an idea.
I'm sorry I haven't been here for you. I hope you don't mind the new people living here. I know it's not what you would have wanted. I imagine I'm a lot older now than you'd remember. But I like to think that if you were around today, we'd still have a lot in common. I don't much remember the child I was back then. But you would help to remind me, I'm sure. I don't know if you're still around. I don't know if you still care about an old fool like me. But I miss you.
He's talking to Eleanor. Okay. Is this Martha? I'm wondering if she's the one that invites him in at the beginning. And so he's actually in the entryway. So him and Martha in the entrance in timeline 1. I think everybody's going insane in this one, Anne. I don't think it's just Oswald. Because we know in Quail Lane at this point, John, Hobbs, and Thornton are. I mean, he can't just walk in himself, right? And she's the only one we don't know where she is in timeline 1. Everybody else is accounted for. I mean, we could try him in the entrance. I just had this idea that, like, we could try this, but I don't think it's going to be I don't think you can put somebody in Quail Lane when other people are already in Quail Lane. Yes, I know how the piano is playing in 1 until the thunderclap. I've been trying to figure that out, and I also know that there's a key, and it seems to be a player piano, unless somebody else was playing. Are you saying that it was Oswald playing that in the living room? Unless it was Martha. The living room's where the piano is, right? Living room, yeah, the study's where the books are. We could try both of them there. I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to. Yeah, it's player piano.
Where's he off to now?
Oh, he said the song reminded him of something. You'll have to forgive him, Oswald.
He's hardly spoken to me since I've arrived. First fussing with that camera, and now with the piano.
Well, I'm sure he won't be a second. He can be a little eccentric sometimes.
Oh, he hasn't changed since we were children, then.
It was good of him to invite you. He still talks about you.
Oh my
often,
gosh.
you know.
Remind me, what is this song? I don't recognize it.
Oh, it's one of those American ones. Eddie requested it. I'm sorry if it's not to your tastes.
The lyrics on the side are quite interesting.
I think that's enough for the time being.
I dare say that returning here has brought back some old memories.
Well, I'm glad you feel at home. Your old room should be pretty much untouched. I only go in there to clean every once in a while.
That's very kind of you. I think I'll go and have a look there now.
Are you sure? We're all gathering here in a quarter of an hour or so.
If it's all right with you, I think I'd prefer to be alone.
Very well then. Let me know if you need anything.
What that sounds like to me... Initially, I was trying to figure out if they were talking about Eddie. He hasn't changed since we were children. Eddie is not old enough to have been a child. They're talking about Rupert Galley. Which is interesting. Whoops. Hang on. Go back in here a second. Timeline 1 is now completed. We know where everybody was. Timeline 2 is now completed. We know where everybody was. But we have a connection from this one. I mean, we know Rupert goes to the study because we find his dead body here. Like, is this the point where you put in, like, manual people? Use manual calibration to assign slots. $12, I guess. Rupert Galley. I'm just guessing here. I mean, like, do we put... Did he run off to the study? Hang on a second. Hang on a second. The study... We're gonna try it. We're just gonna try it. What's the worst that could happen?
since I've heard her play. I knew I recognized that piece from somewhere. How could I have forgotten?
I mean, how could you? There's so much forgetting going on.
It's like she disappeared one day, and nobody noticed she was missing. This is sinister. I must ask my brother. If he remembers.
Learn the fate of person 12. Do I have an avatar for this? Is there another older dude? Ah, hey, we found one. Hang on. Martha Galley, here we go. We have an avatar. There's an evidence of a missing ring and a strong smell of perfume. She did say something about she smells nice or something like that. Helen has to then be, I think this is, oh no, that's right. We have, in possession of a will which mentions only child was a daughter. That can't be her. But also this one says 2 young girls. Oh, empty film canister and key to a piano. Yes, we do have him. Rupert, we got a face for Rupert. We got a face for Rupert before we have a face for Annie. How long has Annie been around? Like... Oh, here we go. Is this Helen? Helen's supposed to be an older lady, though. She doesn't look older. The one who's red marker. Yeah, I know. She had, during the whole dining room affair, Helen had stuff spilled on her. Okay, I mean, we'll put it in. Worst case scenario, we go back and change it later. Like, she just looks very young for Eve being her daughter, in my opinion. And then Annie, of course, cannot be this old lady. I was thinking it was one of these two because they're quite young. But I don't know enough yet. Guys, we filled in a bunch of our characters. I'm gonna need to go back through, I think, at some point. I'm gonna need to kind of review some of the timelines and stuff. Guys, it's getting good. Oh, this is interesting. I hadn't even ever thought of this before. Yeah, Eddie and Victoria come running into the dining room together. Wherever they are, they're together. Do we have any indication about, like, where they went? Where's Victoria here? She's in the attic. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of information. Obviously, they came in together. Eddie was just complaining about how he couldn't find something when I walked in. Oh, is he still in the billiard room? Is he still looking for the... I'll bet they're still in the billiard room. Let's try one more. What timeline are we in here? We're in timeline 5. I really do need to get ready for work then. Oh, we filled in another timeline.
Eddie?
Hi, Victoria.
Have you lost something?
Eve's ring. I know it's in here somewhere.
Would you like me to help you look for it?
You could do. Thanks.
I'm sorry about earlier. I went to go and talk to Annie just now, and she won't cause any more trouble. And I'm sorry for interrupting you. I shouldn't have let that man in.
Honestly, Vic, it's fine. I'm sorry if I seem to be in a bad mood. It's, been a rough evening.
Is everything all right with you and Eve?
Oh,
Uh-huh,
it'll
you
sort
and Eve.
itself out. We just had a bit of an argument.
She knows about
sure?
Eve.
These things happen.
I've been meaning to say, I know we left things on a sour note the last time we met. And I'm sorry that we don't talk so often these days. But I've been busy with Damien and everything else, and...
It's fine. It was my fault. I shouldn't have... I was stupid to think...
Well, that was a long time ago. And I still want us to be friends.
Of course. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks. Here's the ring, by the way.
How long have you been holding that?
I spotted it as soon as I walked in. Come on, let's go to dinner.
Aha! We finished timeline 5. Look at this. We've got all the timelines done up until 8. We're making some good progress. Goodness, I expected us to at least make it onto like row 2 today, but I don't have any more time, unfortunately. So we know Rupert dies. I should swap these out. Let's put a dead body here and then the check mark so that it's at the bottom. So Rupert dies here. Thornton died somewhere. Was Thornton not till here? Okay, Thornton dies here. Eve dies somewhere between 9 and 10, and Helen's dead by 12. That is a lot of our people being very dead very soon. So, anyways, guys, the plot's pretty thick now, though. That is for sure. So, anyways, guys, hopefully you guys are enjoying it. So you're still enjoying Galley House. I'm loving it. My only issue I'm having is that I'm just, yeah, like I said, I was just a little tired this morning and my brain's maybe not firing on as many cylinders as I would have liked it to. Otherwise, like, this game is so good. It's so good. Look, we've only got 3 connections left too. That's exciting. I'll have to read, like I said, I'll have to read back through some of these and try to get my bearings around what exactly was occurring. But all right, guys, hopefully we'll be back soon with Galley House. Like I mentioned, I think this is, unless something would change, this is my only day this week that I have available for streaming, so we probably won't be back until next week. But I am hoping to finish this. I don't know how long the game actually takes. I was thinking it might only take 2 more streams because of how quickly we advanced in the first 2 streams. However, with the with the limited progress we've made today, I mean, we did make progress. We filled out most of the top row of timelines. We still have the entire bottom row of timelines to go, so we'll see. But I'm interested in continuing playing it, so hopefully you guys are interested in still watching. But anyways, guys, thanks for everybody that's joining me on the live stream now. Thanks for everybody that's catching up later. You should go quicker with fewer people, though. You make a valid point. As people get knocked off, we should have fewer people to actually... Is there a way to, like, mark these people? Like, I just right-clicked on that. I had no idea it had that function. I would love to be able to, like, kind of remove them so that I'm not, like by timeline 13, I shouldn't even be looking at these people anymore. Is this why we're working backwards? Is this like the order that they all die? Is Damien next? Damien's totally next, isn't he? Hang on. We're gonna try one random thing. We're gonna try one random thing here. Technically, if that theory is correct, in timeline 13, everybody goes back to their bedrooms, which means that Damien and Victoria are together in Victoria's bedroom. Did they wake up the next day and Damien's dead? This is me just speculating. No freaking way! Whoa.
What? Oh, good Lord. Help! Help!
Who was banging on the piano before that? Oh my God. Now I did a terrible thing because now I want to keep going, but I just don't have the time for it. Guys, guess what? New body. New body shows up in 14. I will say we did actually know from early on. We got a page 2. Hobbs on front steps at page 26. So I guess technically maybe we should have known that because Hobbs is the last person to die. He's the person that's going to be on the front steps at timeline 26. Guys, so good this game. So good. All right. That's going to be it though, guys. I'm going to thank you so much for watching this one, and I will catch you guys in the next one.